You've all been hypnotized. You, me, we've all been hypnotized. It's quite normal, because it is the normal. And yeah, we've all been hypnotized. I studied social anthropology at university in England, and I did that for 3 years. I took a year out. I also studied it with therapeutic intervention and some other courses to do with culture and community. And then I went on to do some counselling course. It was meant to be a bridge towards becoming a counsellor and then a psychotherapist, but that route didn't go. And I went down a different course. I was teaching English at this time, and doing a lot of music. And then I became interested in neuro-linguistic programming and hypnosis and generative coaching, which I found out along that path. And yeah, we've all been hypnotized. Social anthropology is about culture. It's about understanding how people function within society and for what reasons, and how that structure works, and understanding people's motives within a cultural context. But culture is something that we all share, unless of course you are not really in this world, but that's, well, irrelevant, maybe by the by. So, as relatively normal, whatever that means, human beings, we have all been hypnotized by culture. And so, how does that work? And why am I talking about this? Well, it works through education. And before that, through words. It works through language, actually. Yeah, because language is a precursor to education. You learn how to speak, so maybe it isn't a precursor, but it's definitely the gateway into the rest of education, and the gateway into socializing. Unless, of course, we'd all just played around and went and all that for the rest of our lives, which wouldn't really be very, yeah, I don't think many things would get done and we wouldn't survive. So anyway, in order to function, we have to speak, we have to communicate. Yeah. And sometimes we have to write, sometimes we have to read. Of course, this isn't always the case, but definitely communication, and normally that is done through some form of verbal, and sometimes if someone's deaf, then it's done with signs. So a lot of culture is also symbolic, and that's for everyone. And so it's done with anchoring. We all have emotions. Unless, well, I don't know, what's someone without emotions? A psychopath? I don't know. But as a general rule, we all have emotions. And those emotions create behaviour. And those behaviours kind of can lead to emotions, and it's a thing, right? A two-way street. The same with thought, and thought is, well, a combination of words, at least it is for me, and vision. Yeah. So we've all been hypnotised. Maybe that doesn't make much sense. It's not really making much sense. You can control people, or at least have a good chance of controlling people through rituals and punishment and carrots and sticks. You can condition people this way, and so therefore, in a sense, that is a form of hypnosis, conditioning. Now, some of you already know this. Some of you are thinking, well, get on with it, what's your point? Well, my point is, well, maybe it's not for you. Actually, no, it is. My point is that we are right now going through some seriously deep shit. And it's not a good deep shit, it's a bad one. This isn't about climate change. This is about war and people murdering, raping and torturing people who do not deserve it. All because they've bought in, or they've been hypnotized, conditioned to do so in a lot of respect, and without no respect for other people. I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, what about words? It's beyond words what evil this is, and this evil is within us all. It can be accessed by everybody. Myself, you, all of us can access pure evil. We know that. We might not like to admit it out loud, but we know. We all have dark side. We all have evil thoughts, sometimes. And then we deal with those thoughts in different ways. Sometimes we deal with them in a nice way, in a good way, in a responsible, mature way. And sometimes we just let them run wild. We become possessed. Well, or maybe we feel justified. I mean, I don't understand. Me personally, I've never raped someone. I've never killed someone. I've never tortured someone. Unfortunately, I have been a bit abusive. I have shouted. I have been a bit physical. I'm not essentially... Well, what's the word? It's not essentially... I'm not exactly proud of it, but it's happened. We are animals in some respects. We're not plants. And we have been conditioned, and we have gone through evolution. But I'm making this... Why am I making this video? It's because that recently it's come to my notice that after, 6 months of war, and I'm talking about the Russian invasion upon Ukraine, I've travelled around. I was living in Ukraine for almost 1.5 years, give or take, probably take. And I left on the 22nd of February 2022, and Ukraine hasn't done anything wrong. If Ukraine is a country, which it is, it's full of people who identify as Ukrainians. There may be some that identify as Soviets, or they might be pro-Russian, but it's a very, very small percentage. Either way, if you followed any of it, you know that there has been some horrendous stuff going on. Rape, torture, death. But these people that are doing this, they're doing it because they believe they have been hypnotized. It's not they believe they have been hypnotized, but they have been hypnotized, and hence they've been hypnotized with certain beliefs. Yes, it is propaganda, we know this. And so this is a video to explain that this is what is going on and how it works, because I feel I have to do something about it, because I've studied this. And I'm going to go to Ukraine, and I'm not too sure what I'm going to do there, but I want to do something for the greatest good that I can do. And if with my training in social anthropology and hypnosis is something that I can somehow alchemize into a good, and to somehow stop people and stop this war, stop this evil, stop people committing acts of fucking evil, then that's what the intention of this video is. Again, you've been hypnotized. You've been hypnotized by people who know exactly how to hypnotize people, and it's been going on a long time. Religion is hypnosis. All of it is hypnosis. All religions are hypnosis 101. My goodness, my God, it is the number one, which of course incorporates politics, because there's a structure and a hierarchy in religion. There's definitely a structure and hierarchy in politics, but there's also politics within religion. Everything is hypnosis that is not nature, and even then hypnosis is natural. Animals seduce each other through rituals, body language, mating strategies, behavior. So actually hypnosis is nature as well. But with regards to killing people in the name of some bullshit propaganda, well, is it bullshit propaganda? So the denazification of Ukraine. Okay, so there might be some Nazis in Ukraine, but believe me, there's Nazis in Russia, there's Nazis in England, I would imagine Nazis in every single country in this world, believe it or not, at least far-right extremists. But Nazis is something different, are something different. Nationalists, that's another thing. But I'm telling you right now that if you're going to attack a country that doesn't deserve it, that is a sovereign state, you're going to get a lot of nationalists going, fuck off, get the fuck off my land now. We're going to fight you and kill you if you do not fucking respect us, because you haven't been respecting us. You've been killing and raping our fucking children, our fucking, excuse me, our women, probably our men, and murdering them and torturing them. I mean, this is real stuff, and who the hell isn't going to become more nationalist and defend their country? There's propaganda on both sides. There's always propaganda, there's always hypnosis. The question is, which one is the good one? Tell me how killing people for no good reason, and you've got to think of a very good reason. I don't go around killing Nazis myself. You know what I mean? If you really believe that Ukraine is full of Nazis and needs to be taken down, I mean, really? You think that justifies going to war? Starting the war? No, you've been hypnotized. You've been hypnotized because you're useful as a means to, for some people, to gain power, which you will never have because they don't give a fuck about you. Hence, you're going to war as untrained idiots. Even the ones that were trained are now slaughtered and retreating in some cases. Does that inspire? I mean, do you feel good about that? You think that if you don't like Nazis, why don't you look behind you? Look at the people behind you who are telling you what to do, or maybe they're in front of you. Wherever they are, the ones that are telling you what to do and ordering you around are Nazis, and you're either with them or you're against them. And so if you're against them and you're not doing anything, then you're enabling them. If you're with them, then you're one of them, you're a Nazi. Because you're the ones who are doing all the killing in attack. You're not defending yourself from anything, because Ukraine wasn't going to attack you. It wasn't Russia that invaded. It wasn't Russia defending itself. Russia is not defending itself. It's attacking. You stole Crimea, you stole Donetsk and Luhansk regions. You tried to steal Kharkiv, you tried to steal Kiev. You've stolen Mariupol, Berdyansk, Kherson, and probably Melitopol or whatever it's called, my pronunciation. You're stealing land. You are the Nazis. And the whole world knows it. Whether or not they agree with you, or maybe they don't agree with you, but they know that you are Nazis because you are the ones committing evil. Ukraine is just defending its land. Ukrainians are defending. Self-defense is justified. You don't have a good reason to be doing what you're doing, but you do have a good reason to take down the persons, the people who are telling you what to do. You have a very good reason to do that. It's called doing the right thing. It's called waking up. Yeah, you're right. We're in the wrong. Well, it's not me, but it is me, but it's not. Well, if you're Russian, it is you. If you're just sitting around doing nothing. It is you, actually, whether you're in Russia or outside Russia. And if you're in the military, or if you're a police person, or a politician, you're not doing anything. You're supporting a war. I'd say, 95% of Russians support the war. They might not like being mobilized into being killed, but you still supported the war, didn't you? For what? Because you've been hypnotized, you've been conditioned, and that's it. You've been conditioned to think, which is a program, thinking is a program, that you're doing the right thing by attacking and killing people and denazifying Ukraine, when actually you're just projecting yourself onto Ukraine, because you are the ones who are the aggressors. So think about it. You're going to die, but are you going to do a death worth dying for? Or are you just going to be murdered because that's what you deserve? Because you're a fucking idiot and evil and nasty, and you get what you deserve, right? Or are you going to actually be one of those people that's remembered for something good, a legend, a hero, one that turned guns the other way towards who really needs to be taken down? This whole war needs to be fucking stopped. This evil needs to stop. Peace needs to happen, and retribution for those people who have been raped, murdered, destroyed needs to come about. Justice needs to come about, and you can be a part of that. But it's up to you, but you've got to make the right fucking decision. Sitting on the sidelines isn't enough. Doing nothing is not enough, of course. You have to do something. If you don't want to, fine. You will get what's coming to you. But remember, you've been hypnotized. Choose your propaganda. It's a choice.